This is the Blood Red podcast from the Liverpool Echo.
Hello to our Blood Red viewers on our YouTube channel. I'm Kristian Walsh and I'm here with Paul Gorst, and we want to talk today a little bit about Alisson Becker. Of course, he's just won the Copa América with Brazil, following on about a month on from obviously lifting the European Cup number 6 for Liverpool in Madrid. Paul, how are you doing today? How did you like the scenes over in Brazil?
Yeah, incredible, weren't they? Alisson must be used to picking up big trophies now, mustn't he? What an incredible 5 weeks it's been for him. Amazing season at Liverpool. And for me, justifying himself as the world's best goalkeeper, I think, over the last 12 months.
I think it's a big shout, but I think it's something that some people have really got to get used to and certainly contemplate the fact that, you know, he came for, £66 million. And nobody really mentions the fee anymore because of how good he is. Exactly,
yeah. I mean, the best way to keep people quiet about your fee is to go and perform, isn't it? And show that you are worth that money. A bit of a strange one for Liverpool to go and buy a keeper of such a high profile and such a big fee, wasn't it? 12 months ago, 65 million, unheard of for Liverpool. The most expensive goalkeeper of all time before him was Simon Mignolet, who was around about 9 million. So just shows you how keen they were to get him and make him their number one. And it was an aggressive pursuit. Once Roma dropped that price from around about 90 to 65 million, Liverpool were in there. 56 million immediately up front, I think, and then around about 9 million in add-ons. And he's just spent the last 12 months justifying it, hasn't he? 21 clean sheets, was it, in the Premier League last season? Just the 22 conceded, which when you think, two stats that are so close to each other just shows you how incredible it was. And I think for defensive players, that they're always bound by the systems that they're in and the players who they've got either side of them in terms of attacking players who can justify their reputation with moments of brilliance that are just individual. But Alisson has shown it for Liverpool and Brazil that he's a top quality goalkeeper, keeping Ederson out the team, who obviously won the treble with City last season. So, yeah, for me, the world's best goalkeeper, as I say, and Liverpool are lucky to have him tied down to a long-term contract.
We saw this for years with Manchester United and David De Gea, of course, a goalkeeper who won Manchester United, points and was a clear, important player in that team. I just want to read something else here about XG. I know people are sometimes for XG and against XG. If you're not familiar with XG, the viewer, then it's expected goals. The idea is that every shot has a value. That's all tallied up, and it sort of tells people how likely a shot is of going in. So Liverpool, according to the XG, over the course of the season, of all the shots they had, should have conceded 29 goals, but they conceded just 22, which shows that he was worth around 7 goals last season. And it's a very simplistic way of looking at it, of course, Paul, but there's 7 goals and there's goodness knows how many points that he saved for Liverpool. You think about the save from Andre Gomez in the Merseyside derby at Anfield. You think about some of the other fantastic saves that he's made throughout the course of the season. He is a match winner for Liverpool. Yeah,
I can only think of possibly 2 errors from him last season. One was against Fulham, where there's a bit of a mix-up between him and Van Dijk, and the other one was against Manchester United at Anfield, and neither of those mistakes cost Liverpool points.
We can't forget Leicester.
Yeah, well, yeah.
It's a bit of a different one, that though. It's not the same, that though, because that is a keeper who's just comes to the league, who's learning it. This is the type of way he plays. Those mistakes would have happened. They happened to Ederson. They've happened to others, but those 2 you mentioned were ones which are a bit more communication,
just
handling,
general goalkeeping errors. Yeah, and to be fair to Alisson, he vowed that day, didn't he, at the King Power Stadium, that it wouldn't happen again, and it hasn't. To be fair. So obviously the mistakes against Manchester United and against Fulham, but I think the saves he made, obviously the one at Anfield in the Merseyside derby, that meant more than 3 points, didn't it? Can you imagine if Everton would have finally ended that wait for a win at Anfield? And the one that really sticks out for me is probably the obvious one against Napoli in the dying seconds. Liverpool would have went out the Champions League if that would have went in. He stood up, he stayed big in it, and he's just got a thigh on it almost and kept it out and kept Liverpool's results intact. 1-0 win. And obviously they went on to win it in Madrid about 5 weeks ago. So that was the big one for me. But yeah, just so calm, so assured. And what a goalkeeper Liverpool have got on their hands.
And you mentioned Madrid there, of course. He was fantastic in that win over Tottenham. Tottenham really came into their own around the 60-minute mark for a good 20-25 minutes. I believe they had 8 shots. And, you know, there was some really, really good saves there. I just want to read out his stats in general from the 2018-19 season. This is for both, you know, club and country. But 21 clean sheets in the Premier League for Liverpool, 6 in the Champions League. And then overall in all competitions, 57 games, 31 goals conceded, 32 clean sheets. This includes a run of 1 goal conceded in his past 10 games for club and country. That came in the Copa América final last night against Peru, but that was from the penalty spot. Before that, it was 5 clean sheets out of 5. Is there a conversation here for him to be, at the very least, somewhere around the podium for the Ballon d'Or? Because we know that Virgil van Dijk is the favourite. We know that Lionel Messi is obviously a phenomenal player and he will always be in that conversation. But is Alisson vying there to maybe be one of the very few select goalkeepers who've been on that podium? Yeah,
that's an interesting one, isn't it? We always know that defenders tend to get overlooked more than their attacking counterparts for these kind of personal accolades, and goalkeepers just barely get a look, and do they? That they're seen as you know, that they've possibly got their own awards to win. But yeah, it's worth it. It's worth a debate, definitely. Virgil van Dijk's in the conversation, so why wouldn't Alisson be? He's won the Copa América. Obviously, Van Dijk just come up short in the Nations League, didn't he, with Portugal beating Holland last month. So yeah, I don't see why not. An incredible season, European champion within 12 months of being a Liverpool goalkeeper. All those stats you've just read out then, remarkable numbers that Liverpool goalkeepers have rarely seen. So yeah, it's certainly something to debate. Yeah, I mean, I don't think he will. I think Lionel Messi's genius will always come to the fore, and Cristiano Ronaldo, you can't overlook those two. They've won 10 Ballon d'Ors between them, 5 apiece. And Virgil van Dijk is obviously the main man at the moment for Liverpool. So I think those three might just be duking it out. But it's an interesting conversation to have in terms of Alisson as well.
He was asked about it as well, Alisson, and you know, not only is he a fantastic goalkeeper, but he's humble as well. He said last night, according to reports, forgive me on the translation, we never know how these things actually are said, but I just limit myself to do my job. There are a lot of top players aspiring for that prize. I am just a goalkeeper.
That's true, isn't it? I mean, I think personal accolades are welcome and they're always nice to have for these footballers, but I think give them a team trophy in the cabinet above a personal accolade any day of the week. I think Alisson's happy enough winning the Copa América and the Champions League than he would be winning the Ballon d'Or. So, yeah, I mean, it's hard to put into terms of, I mean, he's probably, as long as I've been watching Liverpool, I think I'd probably go as far as say he's the best goalkeeper I've seen. I think only Pepe Reina might rival him for that, and Alisson's won the Champions League inside his first year. What else is he going to go on to achieve at Liverpool over the next 5 or 6 years?
Interesting you mentioned Pepe there as well, because Alisson's obviously sort of taken over his mantle as a goalkeeper who likes a bevy after after a celebration. Yeah. It was, you know, it surprised me just to close then, Paul. It surprised me just watching him be so outgoing and because you see that he's obviously quite quiet. He's very quiet off the pitch. You know, he plays guitar. We all saw that last year when he was initiated, and he likes to play guitar. But it was really interesting to see that he took up the mantle almost as the cheerleader of the squad, the one who, you know, had the bottles of beer in his mouth and the one who was having the better time than anybody else on that bus. You've obviously got to have that little inherent something about you to succeed at Liverpool as a goalkeeper.
Yeah, I think, you know, they always say that it's the best goalkeepers are the eccentric ones, and obviously we've seen that on the pitch, didn't we, with Alisson when he flicked it over Glenn Murray's head in one of his first ever appearances at Anfield, and the cop drew a sharp intake of breath, and we're thinking, oh, well, what have we got on our hands here? So I think that's just part and parcel of his personality, and he's certainly confident on the ball, he's confident as a person, and it's great to see. He's learned from that Leicester mistake. He hasn't done any more Cruyff turns when he shouldn't have, and he's learning, he's developing, improving all the time, and I'm just so excited to see what he's going to finish up with when his time at Liverpool's over. I am just a goalkeeper, he says. I think we can both agree that he's far more than that to Liverpool Football Club. Thanks very much for watching this. We hope you enjoyed it. Be sure to subscribe to our new channel, leave some comments at the bottom, and let us know what you think about Alisson Becker and whether he should be in the Ballon d'Or consideration. Thanks very much.